The world does not collapse in a single moment. It fractures slowly, almost invisibly, through decisions that seem small, temporary, and harmless at first. Most historical breakdowns were not recognized while they were happening. People continued working, shopping, planning for the future, believing that stability would somehow return on its own. Economic pressure, social tension, political fragmentation, and environmental stress are no longer distant possibilities. They are daily realities unfolding simultaneously across different regions of the world. For decades, global systems were built on the assumption of constant growth, predictable behavior, and cooperation between nations. Those assumptions are now being tested. When inflation rises, it is often explained as temporary. When supply chains fail, it is blamed on exceptional circumstances. When social unrest grows, it is dismissed as noise. Individually, each explanation feels reasonable. Collectively, they form a pattern that history has seen before. Civilizations rarely collapse because of a single dramatic event. They weaken gradually, losing resilience long before visible failure appears. One of the most dangerous stages of decline is normalization. When extraordinary conditions become routine, people adapt instead of questioning them. Higher prices stop shocking. Political tension becomes entertainment. Emergency measures quietly become permanent. Over time, the line between stability and instability blurs. History offers countless examples of this process. Empires that appeared unshakable collapsed not because they lacked power, but because they lost trust in institutions, in leadership, and in the future itself. When trust erodes, cooperation weakens. When cooperation weakens, systems fracture. Today, global interconnectedness amplifies this effect. A disruption in one region quickly spreads to others, creating feedback loops that are difficult to control. Economic stress fuels political division. Political division delays effective responses. Delayed responses increase social tension. This cycle feeds itself. At the same time, technological dependence introduces new vulnerabilities. Digital infrastructure connects billions, but it also centralizes risk. A single failure, miscalculation, or manipulation can ripple across markets, governments, and societies within hours. Environmental pressure adds another layer of instability. Climate-related disruptions affect food systems, migration patterns, and national security, often simultaneously. Each of these challenges could be managed independently. Together, they create uncertainty that no single institution fully controls. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of this moment is how quiet it feels. True collapse rarely begins with chaos. It begins with confusion. People sense that something is wrong, but struggle to define it. Life continues, yet confidence in the future quietly fades. This is the phase where warnings are ignored, not because they are invisible, but because they are uncomfortable. Acknowledging systemic risk requires change, and change threatens existing power structures, habits, and assumptions. So instead, society delays, it adapts, it waits. But history shows that waiting does not prevent transformation. It only determines who is prepared for it. Global breakdown is not a prophecy, it is a process. A process driven by choices, priorities, and collective responses. The signals are already present, not as a single dramatic headline, but as a steady accumulation of pressure. The question is no longer whether the world will change. The question is how that change will unfold and who will recognize it in time. Awareness does not guarantee safety, but ignorance guarantees vulnerability. Every major shift in history favored those who paid attention early, understood the patterns, and adapted before the breaking point. We are living inside such a moment now, not at the end of the story, but at a critical chapter. And how it unfolds depends less on prediction and more on perception.